the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
For Michigan State freshman guard Jordan Scott, he comes from a great tradition of playing basketball. And while he respects every single member of his family who has had great success in the sport, our Desharian McBroom shares with us how Scott wants to be the best member from his family to play the game.
For many athletes, they find the sport they fall in love with from an early age. But for Michigan State freshman Jordan Scott, he didn't have to choose basketball, as it chose him long before he was born.
Yeah, so I grew up in a basketball family. My mom and dad both played in college and overseas. My mom coached. I'm the youngest of three, so both my older siblings played, so I kind of really had no choice. So I kind of basically came out the womb playing basketball. I saw my mom coaching, got to be in the gym all the time, and I just fell in love with the game at a really young age.
Did your mom ever tell you stories about, her ACC championship and, the Final Four and things like that?
Yeah, I would ask my mom a bunch of times about like stories, like on like a long card, I asked her like, tell me a story from college or something like that. So she would tell me a bunch of stuff from all her 4 years, but my dad would always be like, man, you had no idea how good I was back in the day. Like, he said he has a crossover or whatever. Like, I don't believe that though. He said he could shoot. I don't believe any of that stuff.
You ever played him? Like, you ever play him or mom one-on-one?
I did, but when I got to be more mature, that they weren't able to like keep up with me a little bit. But they could beat me when I was younger, when I was still like learning and stuff, but nah.
Your siblings played in college too. Your sister played at Georgetown. Of course, a little bit of sibling rivalry, but what do you think you kind of learned from them, especially with them being the older siblings and being able to kind of follow them around and take what you learned from them?
Yeah, definitely my competitiveness is probably what came from that, just being the youngest of three. And there were some pretty tall people growing up too, so I didn't catch them until probably like freshman year at high school, so they would always beat me a lot growing up. So I didn't, obviously as the youngest sibling, you don't ever want that to happen. So just trying to keep up with them, trying to be better than them and everything, and just like the competitiveness that came from that.
From, having your siblings to also having your parents, how did that kind of mold you into the basketball player that you've kind of become today?
I think I was able to just like pull from different basketball players, I would say, because all four of my family members are just different basketball players, and being able to watch them and just learn from them and try to incorporate that into my game has really helped, I would say.
So how was that being around so many good players, from a young age, whether it be from your family or being from the teams that your mom was coaching and the players you got to be around?
Yeah, so going to like basketball games and like watching people play, I didn't realize how like major it is. Like some people that I'm meeting are like some pretty like big names in the basketball world. But I don't know, like looking back on it, I'm really grateful for that, because like not a lot of people can say that they met like a bunch of NBA players, like Bradley Beal at like 5 years old or something like that, or however old I was. But yeah, it was a pretty great experience growing up.
You were a winner in high school. You came to a very winning historical basketball program. What kind of led you to Michigan State, and why did you choose to come here and play for Coach Izzo?
Yeah, I think just like the mentality and just like the winning culture surrounded here. I think that's what I grew up with, and I think I recognize that a lot with Michigan State, and that's just what brought me here.
Scott and fellow MSU freshman Cam Ward were familiar with each other prior to arriving in East Lansing, as they faced each other in high school, with Ward and his team getting the win, something Scott says Ward loves to bring up from time to time.
Talks about it all the time, always brings it up all the time. But yeah, it was fun just like playing against them, especially like growing up too, but more recently obviously in high school when they got the win by 1. Don't like to talk about it, but he likes to talk about it all the time.
And while the Spartans have become his family and Michigan State has become his home, Scott still depends on the support of his parents and siblings.
Yeah, my mom and dad have been to a few. My brother hasn't made it out yet, and neither has my grandma, but we do play Penn State at Penn State, so that's probably gonna be the one that's most accessible to them. I don't say the pressure's on a little bit, but it definitely makes you want to play a little bit better, just because like they came all this way, like you got to show them something.
Michigan State may have come up short against Duke, but have started the season 8-1. And as Big Ten play ramps up, Scott believes one of the biggest reasons for the Spartans' early success this season has to do with their leaders.
I think our 4 captains have been great leaders to us, especially coming off last year's team winning the Big Ten. I think they're not done yet, and they want to get another one. And I think trying to lead this new group of young people and new people that just got here, trying to get incorporated with Michigan State, they've done a great job. And I think early in the season, we've really took steps that people really weren't expecting.
You come here to Michigan State, you know, there's an expectation, you know, to succeed. How do you kind of handle that pressure and then excel in it, you know, when given the opportunity?
Yeah, there's been a lot of great players and a lot of great teams that have come through this program, and we just want to solidify ourselves as another great team that's been in this program and try to do something that not a lot of teams have done here. I think just keeping up our motto during games, defend, rebound, and run, and never get outworked. I think we've really done that in the past few games, especially rebounding wise, just like out hustling teams and trying to get out toughing other teams. I think you're not going to be able to maybe do that all 40 minutes, but it's always how you respond to teams that might just be as tough as you, like what's going to separate you from that team, and I think we've really incorporated that.
Scott says it may take a while before he can catch up to the college basketball legacy of his parents. However, due to his competitive nature, he will not be backing down from that challenge.